That is really peculiar. Hello and welcome to the channel Performance Check. My name is Rob, and this is the first time I'm actually going live using the YouTube Go Live function. I wanted to see what it was like. And when I was setting it up, there was this mournful sort of grey filter over it, and now it's disappeared. That's really upsetting. I wanted this to be moody. Oh look, we have dream and glamour and dawn and documentary sepia. There we go. Oh my goodness me, this is so much fun. I'm sorry. It didn't give me an option to choose what my filters were gonna be before I began. Hashtag no filter. I will go no filter. Oh god. There is no way of doing no filter now. Oh god. Okay, I will just have a bit of glamour. There we go. That's good. No, dance party. Oh my goodness. Oh, I have a really bad connection apparently as well. Oh, that's a shame. There we go. Anyway, cancel. No, I don't want it. Oh god. Oh god, what's happened? Oh no. Are people still with me? Are you still with me, everyone? This is so weird. Ah! Oh, this has not gone how I wanted it to at all. This is dreadful. Why wouldn't it go away? There we go. Oh man, that was bad. Hello. If someone could let me know in the chat what my connection is like, how I'm appearing to you guys, because if it's really bad, then I'm going to try and sort that out and do this a different way. It says very bad connection over my. This weird. The router is just there. That's so strange. Noland Epic Gaming says you're good, bro. There's some buffering occasionally. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. Because I haven't really put much thought to this, so if this video is lost because of bad quality, then it won't be so bad. Hopefully I'm here to make a good point, though. I've been doing a lot of thoughts. I've been doing a lot of thoughts. I've been doing a lot of thinking about world building. And the necessity behind it, the things that you should really focus on. Myself and my brother Lloyd from Yarl DM have started a podcast called. I haven't spoken to anyone today, that's why, so I'm just stumbling over all my words. We've started a podcast called The Dice Cast, in which we speak about role-playing games and we answer questions from the community and stuff, and we talk about our settings and stuff. At least that's what the last episode was. And I kind of had like a little bit of a revelation to myself after it. I was editing the podcast and I was listening to the conversation that Lloyd and I were having, and it struck me that when we say we want to have we want to tell a story in a role-playing game, it's all very well and good to say that you want to tell a story. And obviously, you can't exactly predict what that story is going to be because anything can happen. That's the beauty of the game. It is still a game, and on the roll of a dice, someone can live, someone can die, or someone can succeed, someone can fail. And yeah, that's a beautiful thing about the game, and it's something that you should remember when coming up with your material. Now, the reason this video is called The Chosen One, All the World's a Stage, is because I've realised more and more as I've been making material for D&D and role-playing games and things like that, that the important thing to remember is that no matter how much you world build, all of that is just a stage for your characters, okay? I'm of the opinion that characters are the most important thing when it comes to telling a story. So, if you want to tell a story, then you need to make sure that your world is relevant to your characters, not the other way around. Rather, instead of, setting up all your pieces and all of your factions and all of your cities and worlds and things, wait. Wait and see what the players want to do. Now, I think it's cool to give them a pitch. Like, I like the idea of pitching them roughly the game that you want to run. I mean, you are in charge of the game, you're running the game, you're putting the work, and you should have an input as to the tone and the style and the themes that you want to explore in your game. That's what a Dungeon Master / GM is. That's their duty. That's their responsibility. But in terms of the story you want to tell, don't try and set about like enforcing it, you know. Have like one plot goal that you give to the players as their trajectory. Because it's it's character decisions and it's characters' motivations and emotions that is what we remember from all great stories. It is, really. You don't think so much of plot points, you think of when that character did this. And that's what I think it should be like for role-playing games as well. Now, obviously, there comes the logistical part of allowing this to happen. Don't get me wrong, I'm not preaching here. I'm really just riffing. I'm really asking questions that I don't have all the answers to. It's still something that I'm exploring. But yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. To be honest, I'm still sort of playing around with this thing. I don't know if I can see if people chat to me or something. I don't know. Show. No, okay. But those of you watching, what are your opinions on this? Like, at the end of the day, like, this is what I was saying to Lloyd on the podcast. Like, no one is gonna love your world as much as you will. You know, despite how much effort you put in to make it relevant to your characters, I think that making it relevant to your characters should be the number one. Should be the number one goal. Because it then makes much more sense for your world to be explored, because it's being explored in a relevant way, rather than you having all this fat on the outsides, all of this kind of unused material that you've spent time generating, and it's not being used because it isn't relevant to your characters. I guess that's what I'm trying to say, really, is that whatever you build, ensure that it is literally for the players to use or to be about. So, Nolan Epic Gaming says, in your opinion, are the people... Oh, no, the comments disappeared. How do I bring up the chat? Oh, God. No, I don't want to do this. What's happened? Oh, God. What's happened? What just happened? That is crazy. For some reason, it made me delete that comment. I don't know why. Noland, I'm so sorry. I didn't want to delete your comment. This is the worst thing that... Why did I do this? I could have just I could have just gone on Facebook, but I thought, you know what? No. I'm going to go on to Performance Check and go live from there on the YouTube thing. What a stupid decision to make. I'm so sorry, man. I just deleted your comment. Yeah, please do repost, Nolan. I'm so sorry. That was how impolite me. I just see a comment delete. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do at all. I wish there was a way of just so I could see all the comments. Like, this was a way for me to work out how this thing worked, basically, and it honestly didn't work. Unless it's because I have to do this. Oh no, it's locked. In your opinion, are the people you create in the world more important than scenery or objects? Yeah, absolutely. I think that's exactly the point. Like it's great having awesome settings because, you know, we're talking about fantasy and sci-fi realms. Like, Lord of the Rings wouldn't be Lord of the Rings if there weren't the Mines of Moria or the Plains of Rohan or Minas Tirith or Mount Doom. You know, there are really great locations that stick out in my mind from that franchise. And with Star Wars, you've got like Tatooine, Hoth, biome planets, that kind of deal. The Death Star. Really, really memorable locations, but they're only memorable because of the actions that take place within them, you know? They're only memorable because we know the Mines of Moria is where uh, Gandalf faces off against the Balrog. We only know the Death Star is because that's where they infiltrate to save Princess Leia, and then Obi-Wan fights Vader on it. And then it gets blown up at the end. It's only those things are only memorable because things are happening in amongst them that are relevant to the story that you're trying to tell. It doesn't matter how much history that you put into your game. Regarding a particular field or a particular fortress, it isn't relevant unless it's relevant to your characters. Yeah, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. This has been a disastrous stream. This has been the worst. No, it's not been the worst. I appreciate you guys watching. I really appreciate it. It's I've been really busy, and I've missed going live and talking to you guys in the community. Moving houses, or finding a place to move into rather, up this neck of the woods in the UK. It's probably going to take me a bit longer than I first suspected, but I'm getting there. But I miss doing this. But yeah, I guess that's kind of the only point that I wanted to say, really. I don't want to make this a long one, and already I do worry like I've wasted people's time who have come and watched this live, because most of it was spent with me deleting other comments. Voice of Man says, have you played any of the Baldur's Gate games, and if so, do you find yourself drawing inspiration from them when you DM? I have played Baldur's Gate, the first one, a long, long time ago. And... Kind of. Like, around that time, I can't deny that, I mean, Baldur's Gate, what was that? That was based on 3rd edition, wasn't it? Was it 3rd edition or 2nd? I think it was 3rd edition. Could be wrong. I can't deny that all of that material, like, during the development of my... 2.5, thank you, Voice of Man. I can't deny that throughout my development as, like... a kid, and then a teenager, then a young adult, then an adult, like, throughout all of that time, it has been saturated by lots and lots of stuff regarding D&D and fantasy and sci-fi. D&D was a huge part of that, and, like, I mean, what is Baldur's Gate? It's Forgotten Realms, isn't it? I think so. This is me dropping my nerd cred through the floor. Pretty sure it's Forgotten Realms, anyway. It was, yeah, thank you, Voices Man. And yeah, I can't deny that those settings are things that I'm very familiar with. I've played in games that have involved them quite a lot. Sword Coast, yeah, absolutely, man. I've played in lots of different settings that are based fully in that, and also that have been inspired by that as well. Some of my stuff has been inspired by Forgotten Realms, like, we can't deny that's like one of the core settings, it's like staple Dungeons and Dragons stuff, so yeah, I wouldn't say that Baldur's Gate itself like has had a massive impact, other than I played it and I enjoyed it and I saw it as part of a bigger thing. I mean, the main thing that has inspired me was the actual the role-playing games, but there are so many video games that have inspired me. Like, from the makers of Baldur's Gate, I believe they went on to make Knights of the Old Republic as well. I think they turned into BioWare, didn't they? Which again I love, and that's based on a similar system, isn't it? There's so many video games that have inspired me, man. Like, I'm just trying to think. There was a really great Star Wars game called there was a great series called Dark Forces, where you played as Kyle Katarn, which was amazing. And my particular favorite of that one was Star Wars Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast, because that was to my mind, still the best lightsaber combat that has ever been achieved in a video game. A lot of the time, when you're using a lightsaber in video games, you're hitting people like in The Force Unleashed, and it's like hitting people with a baseball bat. You hit them a few times and they fall over. It's like, no, that's not what happens when you hit someone with a lightsaber. And Jedi Outcast, like, just got like the parrying, the defense, the attacks, just spot on. I'm talking about Star Wars now. Lots of video games have inspired me throughout my creative development. Yeah. Um, I think I'm gonna cut it there. I think I like. I've unless anyone has any other questions or anything that they want to address. Um, Nolan says, "Could I play in one of your D&D games? Your campaigns are incredible, dude. I welcome to play with any people that want to play with me, man. Like if you're part of the Absolute Tabletop community, you will see, this is on Facebook if you don't know, you'll see that there's like a call to adventure thing that's gone up that Jake Norman from Mini Terrain Domain has set up. And it's basically like, it's a way of getting people on board, like people playing games with people they haven't played with before, you know? So what I would suggest to you, Noland, is maybe if you go over to Facebook and if you go ahead and like Performance Check on Facebook, I post every time I'm gonna post do like a one shot or something. I post there, so I post like interest posts, and then whoever wants to play sort of like says, "Hey, I want to play," and they like sometimes give me like a character concept for what they kind of character they see they want to play in there in the upcoming game, and yeah, I just go from there and I pick from there. Like but yeah, dude, like I recommend doing that because like sometimes I mention games that I'm going to be running on YouTube, but a lot of the time because it's on Facebook and I get like messages and I can actually read them and respond to them like individually, like that is an easier way to set up a game rather than me just talking about it on YouTube. Yeah. Oh no, and I have very bad connection again, so I think I'm going to call it there. But for those of you who have watched live, thank you ever so much, and thank you for being really patient with me. Like that was just dreadful. But I had to do it. I had to do this so I kind of get the basic idea because I think I'm going to be going live on YouTube a little bit more because it goes straight to the YouTube channel, you know. And it means people just go and watch my stuff there rather than either watching it on Facebook or YouTube. Like it's just, in the one place. It's just simpler. I probably had a bit more to say about the topic, to be honest, but yeah. To recap what I was saying earlier, then, remember that your world is just the stage. Your players are the only players in the whole world. Remember that. So don't be afraid to let their stories be the thing that dictates the world. I said the chosen one, and I meant it. If you want, they can be the chosen one. They can be the special snowflakes in some circumstances because it's their story. Okay, it doesn't mean they have to be like super snowflakey, like they're individuals, like, and no one's ever been like them before, or no one has powers like them before. I don't mean like that, but I mean in terms of the way that your campaign shines the spotlight, puts the magnifying glass over your characters. For all intents and purposes, they are the stars of the show, and you should treat them as such. And you should allow your world to develop around them and be relevant to them. Love your players, embrace them, and they will give you gold in return. Thanks for watching, and I hope that all of your performances are up to standard.